Live's workshops live on your favorite screen. From the white mountains, she's bringing you the keys to unlock your potential, set your content free. Whether you're just starting or you're on the rise, this is where you'll find those golden allies. Create and connect, it's time to go live. Set your goals, watch your presence thrive. From insights to action, we're in this together. Kate's got the plan to make your content better. Each week a new topic, fresh ideas to explore. Community features, inspiration galore. Actionable steps to help you grow. Posting goals to keep your progress in flow. Whether you're just starting or you're on the rise, this is where you'll find those golden allies. Create and connect, it's time to go live. Set your goals, watch your presence thrive. From insights to action, we're in this together. Kate's got the plan to make your content better. Bring your questions to the after space. X is where we'll meet face to face. Share your thoughts, show up in progress. Together we'll navigate the social congress. Subscribe on YouTube, follow on X and the gram. Turn those notifications on, be part of the fam. Visit Kate's website for even more. Support the stream, see what's in store. Create and connect, it's time to go live. Set your goals, watch your presence thrive. From insights to action, we're in this together. Kate's got the plan to make your content better. Create and connect every Sunday night. With Kate as your guide, your future's bright. From the white mountains to your screen, join the workshop, live out your dream.
Hello, welcome. How are you this evening or whatever time it is, wherever you are? Thanks so much for joining me. It's great to see you. And today, this is the Create and Connect social media workshop. I do it live every Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern, and it's live. I just wing it. No, I'm totally prepared. I'm totally prepared. Every week is different. It's kind of a sequence of events that go week to week, and I'm going to explain it all. But first, I want to just share that I use StreamYard for this stuff, and I do it all myself, and it's awesome. So I'm going to just share with you the fact that you can try StreamYard, and you get a $10 credit with any paid subscription if you use my link. Now, I've got the QR code up there for you, but you're welcome to use the link wherever you're watching this. You should be able to find it below the video, in the video, on the event, whatever. I'm all over the place on the internet right now. So if you have any trouble finding that link and you want to support what I do, this is how you do it. So let me know if you can't find it, but you should be able to find it wherever you're watching. And this supports what I do, makes it so I can keep making videos for you. And I use this software for all my live streams. So why wouldn't I promote it for you? And you get a deal. So that's just the first thing. The next thing is I'm going to talk about what this workshop is. I do it every week, Sundays, 7 p.m. Eastern, and it's about weekly goals, motivation for content creators. And you can be just starting out. You can be a little bit more advanced in your place in the world as far as it goes on social media, and you can be on any platform. what the advice I give, the tips, the tricks, the kind of work that we're going to do together is something you can do at your own pace at any point. You can jump in, you can skip a week, you can go back, and it's designed so that you can always get encouraged. You need encouragement, or you just need something for the week to give you a goal to just improve. We all want to improve. And I'm trying to do this along with you too. This is all stuff that I've done in the past and I feel really good about and has helped me. But I have room to grow too. So I'm always working and trying to get better. And I hope that we can all do this together. That's the whole point of this. So we're going to create together and then we're going to connect. It's all about networking. Now, the next part of that is the networking. The people that are watching the stream right now and take the time to invest in themselves and their accounts and learn from others are the people you want to be connecting with. Okay, these are the people you want to be connecting with online. So if you are watching this and enjoying this content, I really encourage you to get into the chat and put in your link. You can't put links, but put in your handles, connect with other people, tell us what you're doing, tell the people what you're up to, what you're working on, and connect with the other people that are active on the platforms, right? Because it's so hard to find those people sometimes, especially when you're a smaller account. So this is how, that's the connection part of this. So we create together and then we also connect, okay? And this week, we're talking about what's in a name. That's the theme, the topic. And I'm talking about naming your literal name on social media, your social media handle, naming if you're a brand, you're trying to put yourself up as a brand, what's the name? And the name goes beyond just like the literal handle or how the name displays, but it's about you. It's your bio. It's your essence, and also your products. What are you naming your products? What are you naming your content or projects or your work? Are they cohesive? Is it making sense for what you do? Now, if you're just jumping in, this is the first time you've seen one of these live streams. I'm currently on week 4. This is week 4. There's 3 other weeks of work that we did before we got to this point. Week 1, we decided or thought about if we're going to put ourselves out there as a person, as an individual, as a human, or as a brand, a logo, a company. So there's different approaches, and you can use my methods and tips and techniques in both of those scenarios, but you do ultimately have to choose. And if you're running multiple accounts, you're going to burn out quickly. So I do recommend choosing one. That was 1. And week 2, let's see if I remember each week, we talked about your social media identity, right? So your identity on social media, your activity on social media, and how that influences and makes content for you. It makes content for you. And then, oh, you know what? And then we talked about your ideal, your background and your timeline, how your story, how your narrative informs all the content that you'll be making. And so that's a big one. So, and then the next one was meeting your follower. We met last week, we met your ideal follower. And then that now leads to us to being able to, with all that information that we've learned in the past weeks about ourselves and what we want to do on social media, we can now put ourselves out there with confidence, clarity, and it all makes sense. The thing is, if you're struggling with this, if you're what I'm going to be talking about today and you're struggling with this, I recommend going back and doing the previous week's work. It's all going to just fall into place. It's going to make sense. You do have to do a little bit of work, though. It doesn't just fall from the sky. Now, to catch the past weeks, you can go to that site. katebly.com/create will take you there. It's a course that drips out every week, completely free. But you can go here, you can find the videos that I've been doing here. You can find the workbook. Ooh, homework, yeah. So for the overachievers, I've made a workbook each week with work that you can do to help your social media account. Okay, I'm not talking about the algorithm these weeks. This is about establishing who you are and putting yourself out there authentically. And you can't grow an account until you know that, until you understand what your purpose is. So this is what that all is about, these early on weeks. And now we're getting into the goals of social media, taking us to the goals. Where are we headed? We're figuring out our purpose, and now we got to figure out our goals as the next step. So on my website, that's where you can access all the course materials, all the slides that I show you when I talk about this week's slides. Oh, shoot. Did I grab the wrong week's slides? No, those are the right weeks. I just labeled it wrong. Okay. I'm going crazy. I'm driving myself crazy here. All right. So that's how you can catch up if you want, but you can jump in at any point. It's okay. But if you're a little bit lost in what I'm saying and you're struggling, I recommend going back to the previous weeks and starting and doing those exercises. You can get them done in a day if you want to, or do one a day, or if you're excited about it, or you can do one a week. I think that's a good pace for most people, but however you want, and then jump back in and watch live every week on Sundays. So that is what we're trying to do. All right, that's what the point of this is. And I have several weeks, I mean, this is going to be going for a long time, of stuff that you can do to improve. You're going to be able to meet people in the chat. So make sure you're getting in the chat, saying hi to everyone, introducing yourselves. All right. So the next week, I want to talk about next week is, so this week we're talking about what's our name, what's in a name, how do you put yourself out there, what's your name. Next week, we're going to talk about optimizing for online. And there's certain things that you can do early on in your account to kind of just make it easier as you grow. And I'm going to be walking through some of that. So we'll see. If we have time for it today, I'll walk through a little bit of it, a few tips that you can get started on. But next week will be when we really dive in deep on that subject. So that's what you can expect next week. Now, part of this whole thing is we have the hour-long live stream where I just sit here and talk to you and share some information, give you some motivation, give you some goals for the week to achieve. And then after it's over, we head over to X. You can have a live conversation, discussion, back and forth. Give me your ideas. What do you think I'm saying? What do you think is wrong with what I'm saying? I want to hear people challenge me, my ideas. I also want to hear if it's something I did that helped, or if you tried something and it worked, or whatever. Or if you're struggling at some point and you need help figuring out one of these lesson plans that I've created. So that's a completely open forum, and you can even bring questions to stuff that I talked about. I like to keep it on topic, but it can go anywhere, and we leave that open-ended on the after space. So the link for that, you'll find that pinned below the video, up in the video, in the chat, wherever you're watching, you'll find the link for that. I do hope you join and join the conversation, but you can just sit there and listen and be a wallflower. That's totally fine. You can also just listen anonymously if you want to. So you can create an account on X, no one has to know, and you can join the space and just listen anonymously and keep to your quiet self. And that's completely up to you. Or if you want to participate, ask questions and join the conversation, love that as well. So I hope to see you there. And that starts at 8:30 Eastern time, which would be, you don't want to calculate that. It's an hour, 3 minutes from now. All right. Now I'm going to, next is, okay, we talked about that. The previous weeks, I did a little brief summary about the previous weeks already. So, I have my notes here. I'm jumping around a little bit. Okay, so I want to feature you guys on the stream, whoever's watching this. I want to feature what you're doing. And last week's homework assignment was make a post for your ideal follower. So we came up with a plan to create a vision, a person that is actually our ideal follower. And then I said, okay, create a post for that person with that person in mind. The exercises are to write everything down, so you kind of have that visually in front of you. But the idea is to create a post for that person. And you may think, oh, that's kind of scary, but if you watch the video, you do the exercises, and of course, the previous week's exercises, which is so crucial to all of this, you will see how easy it is. How easy it is. Make that connection and you see, oh, that ideal follower is actually very much like me. So it's actually very easy to post to that person because, oh, they're like just a version of me in a way. And once you kind of realize that and make that connection, boy, social media is just like so much more fun, so much more easy, so much more entertaining. You're there for the right reasons. You can be more authentic and put yourself out there kind of with reckless abandon. You're not worried about that judgment because the person you're seeking out there to find your posts and find your content already likes you. You don't even have to do anything. They already like you. So it's just awesome. So if that sounds good to you and you didn't do last week's work, I recommend going to the website and getting into the older videos and doing those exercises. So that was last week, which was really exciting. And I always post to me, essentially. And the right people find that content. And it's just so awesome because when it's the right people that find that content, there's no problems, there's no issues. It's like we're gonna get along, we're gonna have a great time. Of course, not everybody is gonna find my stuff. And of course, plenty of people that I don't necessarily want to engage with will follow my stuff. That's okay, but the people that I really want to be following me, who are interested in what I'm doing, get along, and maybe they're not going to be my client today, maybe they're not going to be my client in 2 weeks or 2 years, but I'm that person they're going to think of for whatever opportunity that arises. So, like, I do some websites for content creators. They may not need that, but maybe they have a friend who might need that. And we already have a connection, so I'm going to be the one that they recommend. And that's how this kind of stuff works. It's not a direct sale scenario. It's like, hey, I'm here if you need me. And also, I'll have all my resources on my website. You can always seek it out there. And it's a genuine interaction because their content I'm going to enjoy as well. Whoa. It works both ways. So I get to find someone to follow and enjoy their content, and it goes likewise. And if I can recommend someone for whatever service they provide, that happens a lot too. So this is how this can grow and develop. All right. I just want to also mention the workbook that I do offer on my website. So I'll put this up again just in case you need it. You can take a screenshot if you need to. This takes you to the course page on my website. And again, it's free to give away, no pressure. You can opt out of my mailing list, whatever. The only thing I'm using mailing list right now for is just send people the notification live. Like that's pretty much all I'm using that for right now. I'm kind of busy with other things, so I'm not spamming the inbox. I'm just letting you know, hey, I'm live right now. Come join. So you're welcome to join my email list too if you're interested in that. But this is a course that's coming out week by week. All the videos are going to get added. So if you can't make it at this time every week, if it's kind of inconvenient, you can sign up and you can go watch those videos at any time, right? And hopefully this will, I think I have 20 videos already prepared, like not videos because I do these live, but content for 20 live streams. So I'm on number 4. I feel like this is number 5 though. I don't know why my numbers seem off. But I just got a text and totally distracted me. I'm so sorry. But okay, so I totally lost myself. Completely blanked. So I'm going to be just suggesting that you go to the website to look at the last videos. Okay. Next thing I want to talk about is what I recommend if you want to have a small single page website or landing page for whatever you're doing. I use Card, and they are a company that I use for my own websites, that I use for clients, for landing pages all the time. And it's a very simple and affordable way to just get a website up. And it's pretty cool. And then I also have a template and a beginner course on my website as well. So if you've never tried it, not sure where to start, you can start there. But if you are like, okay, this is the motivation I need to just get something up, I would recommend going with Card, and you can use my referral link and support my content. So thank you so much. So take a screenshot of that if you're interested, and we're going to get into the actual topic at hand. All right, so the topic at hand today is what's in a name. And let me find my slides here. Okay, so we're going to talk about your name, how you put your name out there, because it could be your actual name, like mine. Mine is my actual name, or it could be a alias, or it could be a brand name, or it could be a just something that expresses your personality. So there's lots of things that you can do with that. And then there's the idea of it as what you do. Okay, so your name can reflect what you do, but you want what you do to reflect your name, so it all makes sense. And it has the same power and the lasting power that you are going to be like, okay, I'm okay with this for the next foreseeable eternity, and not get bored. And that's one of the things with brands that are kind of harder to do when you go for a brand versus using our name. That can get burnout. I think that's the word. Burnout. If you're putting yourself and all your content out as a brand, that can tend to happen. So just keep that in mind when you're thinking about this stuff. All right, so one of the keys for exercises for coming up with a name, we're going to start with our name that we put ourselves out on social media, and it could be your actual handle or your name that's displayed. Now, every social media platform, depending on what you use, will have that in a few different options. So they'll have your name, and then the display name. Okay, and those can in most places be different. The only place I'm not sure if it can be is Facebook. I think it can. I don't know. I haven't tinkered around with that in a long time. But this is what you want to think about. Optimally, you want those to match pretty closely. Like my name's Kate Bly, my here you can see on the screen is Kate Bly. So it's very easy once you understand what my name is, you see it, it's clear, it makes confusion, right? And I want to just take a second and pause here and thanks everyone for tuning in. It's always great to see you. And I do encourage you to jump in the chat and say hi and network with other people who are watching. So with the name of our, the recognition is the first thing. So we have a picture, profile picture, and we can get into that too, so that you can be familiar and recognizable. And once you kind of have a good picture, it's pretty smart to just leave that picture. Of course, if for some reason it needs to change, you can change it. But once you start growing, having your picture just be recognizable as you and associated with the name on the account, then now it all ties together and you just look recognizable. So there's no confusion, or if they're not sure they have the right account, for example, across social media platforms, familiarity can be helpful. And on your website, that familiarity can be helpful. So this can be done with an actual photo of you or a logo, of course. And also tying into that is like brand colors that can be used to make sure it's like, okay, this is authentic to this person, because it just all kind of is cohesive and ties together. But I would say the most important thing is to have The name match the handle is very helpful. It's not always possible, right? Sometimes you have to compromise on that, and sometimes, we pick a social media account, on a whim, and it actually grows and becomes some big account, and you don't wanna change it now, right? And you don't wanna make that change, but you're not that same person, so it can be difficult. So I recommend, doing that early on as early as possible, so you can keep, uh, your whatever your name is, um, tied to your handle, if that makes sense. So you kinda want those to match if you can. That's really the optimal situation. And then when we talk about, like, your picture, is it you or is it a logo or is it an anonymous picture or like an AI generated picture or is it confusing? Um, and I think that's one of the depending on what you're trying to do, of course. But I think being confusing in the name and in the picture and in the handle, the at symbol can if it's confusing, I think that can be more of a barrier than you might realize. We all wanna feel warm and fuzzy and safe inside we found the right person when we're searching, and often it's very hard to search for people on social media. So if your name doesn't match, your name that people would search for you for, this is where you can get, uh, get to be a struggle, okay? And I just have to okay. No, we're all right. We're good. And, the next part of that is, um, if you decided that you wanna go with a brand for your social media, and we talked about this, a few weeks ago, but it's kind of been a topic that I tie into all the exercises each week by week. If you do go as a brand, what's gonna happen if that account grows, that brand account? How are you part of that? And is it something that is gonna work for you if that brand account grows? For me, I have a few brand accounts, and I actually am like, "Oh, wait, I don't want those accounts to be the ones that take up all my time." This is the point I'm trying to make here. Because when an account grows, now it's gonna be all-consuming, and that's where you're gonna have to put a lot of your energy, and is that really what you want? I mean, I guess you could pass it off, onto somebody who wants to manage it, right? But for me, it just seems like, oh, it's just like, okay, I'm gonna put me out there. I'm gonna be me, and I'm gonna post as me, and if it grows, cool, because that's me. I'm very happy about that. So these are the things that can muddy the waters in a brand account, but you can do it. You just have to make sure you're considering all those scenarios. And if you wanted to start with that, or if you want to start with your account, grow your account, and then brand off of that. Uh, but you could go either way with it. Plenty of people do. And part of this too is understanding. Let's go to the slide. I'm just staring at myself right now. One of the exercises, and it's in the workbook, is to assess the pros and cons of each name. And we're just talking about your name on your profile. You want to write down all your ideas. And writing down is a fantastic exercise to kind of just see everything in front of you. Because we can kind of visualize things in our mind, or you could also type this up. I think typing it and seeing it on the screen would have the same effect. So, and you write the pros and cons of each idea. Is it confusing? Is it easy to spell? Is it hard to type on a phone? These are things to consider. Is it short? Is it long? Um, are you able to get the same name across social media platforms, or is it taken somewhere? Like for me, for some reason on Pinterest, there's someone with my ad account. I swear it must be me. Like I think it must be me. I mean, who else would? But for some reason, someone has it. So on Pinterest, I'm Kate Bly 1, unfortunately. But it could, I wish I had, is what I'm saying. So if you can, have them match across platforms. And then also, if you're not using your literal name, you wanna definitely consider how it reflects your content and your personality, if that all lines up. And then again, if your brand account becomes successful, will you be proud of it? Would you still be wanting to stand behind it, or you'd be like, "Oh, no, I wanted to grow my account as me, not as a brand." And so looking up your preferred username on, your platform of choice. Now, we talked about this a few weeks ago. It was picking a platform that, would be your main preferred platform, and we went through a lot of different exercises to figure that out if you're stuck on that exactly. So once you have your preferred platform, you can find out if that username is available, and if it's not, have a few alternatives in mind. Check when you're signing up for that, if you need to do that, or change your existing one. I think on most platforms, you're allowed to do that, but you you might have trouble with that, or you might do it once or something like that. So it's always better to choose an established account than to create a new one. New ones is very hard, but hey, it has to be done. It has to be done sometimes. And yes, keep it the same across platforms if you can. Now, for the workbook page has an exercise for you to be able to do this, and it helps you be able to narrow down the pros and cons of either using your name or a version of that and versus a brand account. And once you're done with that, one of the important things to do is then state who you are, and it's your bio, which is your bio. And if you did the timeline exercises, your bio will just come out of you like that. Be very easy to do if you had done that exercise a couple weeks ago. If you haven't, it's going to be a tough one. And this is one that people do seem to struggle with, but I'm going to just make it a little bit easier for you. I am blank. I am blank. So my name, whatever your name is going to be on social media, how it appears, I am blank. I am a blank for blank. I am a for whom. Okay, so you don't need to literally write that is your social media bio, but this is what the information you want to convey in it. And it can be as simple as that if you want it to be. So for me, I'm Kate Bly. I am a photographer and website designer for content creators, artists, and makers. And there's a few other things I can do. I can write another sentence of other things that I do. So that distills it down. So now you have your bio and, include other things. The other thing that you want to put in there is a call to action. Now, if you don't know what a call to action is, it's online term mostly, but definitely as can be used in real life as well. It's just giving the person, the reader, the viewer, something to do. That's the call to action. So we're here just hanging out, having a great time on a Sunday evening. And the call to action is all these things that I've been showing you, the StreamYard link, the card, the join me in the after space, the workbooks, go to my website, get the workbooks, watch the past videos, call to action, join me in the after space. This is what I'm talking about. It's just giving you something to do. If you want to do it, you don't have to do it. But if you want to participate and you want to be part of the community and build something, grow with me as on social media, or just get weekly motivation for your account, this is the opportunities for you to do that. And if you like what I do and you want to support what I do so I can keep doing it, I give you an opportunity to do that as well. Or if you just need you're like, oh yeah, I want to try StreamYard, so might as well just use her link. It's kind of nice. Yeah. So this is what I'm just making it available to you is a call to action. So you should put a call to action in your bio. Mine is to join my email list. I might change that, but that's mine right now. And I didn't have a call to action in there for a long time. So it can just be visit my website or DM me to learn more. You can get creative with that. It doesn't have to be a link. It doesn't have to be buy this. It doesn't have to, it can be whatever you want. It could be check out my latest video, join me in my space on Fridays. It could be whatever you envision it to be. And but you should try and include a next step for the person visiting. Could even be turn on notifications in my profile. That could be a call to action. And then with that switched on, you're going to get more engagement on your posts by just asking for people to turn on notifications, which I hope you do. And wherever you're watching this, I hope you're following me or subscribe to my channel. And I hope you do turn on notifications so you don't miss these streams. All right, so that was as far as it comes to your name, how you put yourself out there on social media, your profile picture, if that matches your name, and then also your bio. Just very short, sweet, easy things to do to get that done. And the next part is the idea of, okay, now we have that all done. What do we name our products? Or what do we name our projects? Or I have a campaign, you could do that, a marketing campaign. So how do we come up with a name for that? And you want to think about themes and topics that make sense for what you are doing. I'm a strong believer in that. You can come up with things that are new and different, but it's much easier if you're already just taking what you're already doing and just bringing it over to social media and just presenting it to the world. And understanding what category that content falls into will be helpful. So a name doesn't necessarily have to be the literal name of the item, but it could be the category it falls in. And just understanding that niche a little bit and being able to find those people on social media will be so helpful for what you need. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and I didn't plan on talking about this, but I'm gonna get into it a little bit. And once you've kind of established your brand or your name, I do recommend making sure you name that on all platforms. You know, it's just, you don't have to use every platform because we talked about, okay, you're going to find a preferred platform that is the one that you're going to probably put most of your attention to, but you should claim your name across all platforms so that you have that if you need it. Because what is it about? It's about being ready for all growth opportunities. So meaning like someone happens to find you on your preferred platform, but they want to connect with you on another one. And you are able to do that. So I recommend once you've got your name or brand locked in on your preferred platform, go to those other ones and get it in those, all of them. Whether you're going to use them or not, it's just better to have those instead of being caught without it when you need it. And someone trying to connect with you on a platform that you're not on saves you some time. You can easily send them the link that they need. And really, there's also some housekeeping to get done. Go through and delete any irrelevant posts, update the bios so they now match with your bio. You can delete images, you can add new images, link to a website or wherever you want to send people. You could even just link to your preferred platform, right? And then add an about post, just a little bit about you so that they know that this is the right account. You could even say, I'm most active on this platform, you can find me there. And I like to do this kind of visualization exercise of imagine a mentor or your favorite person is visiting your account. Are they gonna like what they see? And that can help you with kind of fine tuning your profile page a little bit and like whatever posts are at the top. Because I think every platform now will allow you to pin posts to the main part of your profile. So making those pin posts the most relevant. So if someone who is either your ideal follower, right, or someone that you admire, that's on your who influences you list, which we did, I think that was week 2. Uh, that person comes, what are they going to see? And are they going to know what to do? Are they going to be like, okay, this is the right person? And then they're going to see the bio and it's all going to make sense. And they're going to see that call to action. Oh, follow me on this platform. This is where I'm most active. Or reach out to me here. Or go to my website, whatever that call to action is. So see, now we're not going to be missing opportunities. It just puts like a placeholder sign like, hey, I exist. This is where to find me. If, what if? And it's very easy to put together, very easy to put together. So I recommend doing that. All right, so with that, I think we'll get to, let's see, some examples of that. Could I share my profile? I don't know. Let me look at it. Yeah, we could share my profile. So I'm not saying it is perfect, but this could be helpful, I think. And I'm going to just move this around. Okay, and then I'm going to go over here. Okay, so this is my profile on X. So you see I have my picture, and I don't use the same picture across platforms. I probably should, but I'm pretty recognizable, I think. And I have a banner, which has all the most important information about what I'm doing. I have what I do, who I do it for, right? A little bit more about me, and my location is important, so I include that. So you can think about including your location if that's important to what you do. For me, it is. It may not be for you, so just consider that. And then my call to action is simple: join my email list, and then also my lives and spaces schedule you can find. So it's nothing groundbreaking and earth-shattering here. Okay, it's just communicating what I do, who I do it for, and you know it's me when you see this. There's no confusion. The colors are tied in together. I try and use the same colors everywhere and the same fonts and stuff so it all matches. And then I have my community that I have there pinned for my full foliage when I get into that in the fall. So this is just a very simple example. I'm not saying this is perfect, but this is just one way that you can think about how your name ties into everything that you're doing on social media. Because if I was putting myself as a brand, it would look quite differently, right? But it's just me, just me. All right, so we're going to get into this week's goals. That's the next thing. Let me find it here. So every week I give you a kind of a goal to achieve. And I hope you do, if you do these, you do either let me know or DM me or tag me or something so I can see. And I can just give you a pat on the back, great job, or I can give you advice if you want that. Ask away if that's something you want. Or I can share it in the next week. And we've got people watching from all over the world on all the platforms. So you can let me know and I'll share it here and showcase you in front of a bunch of people. That's a great way to make connections. So I'm offering that opportunity as well. This week, the goal for week 4 is to write your social media bio. Okay. You want to fine tune it if you've already got one. You can rewrite it if you've already got one, or if you need to start from scratch. Make it clear who you are, what you do, and who you do it for, and then a call to action, okay? And there's a little bonus if you feel like you're an overachiever. You can, after you update your bio, you can create a post about it and ask for feedback from your followers. And you may be thinking, oh, why would I do that? Well, it's making it clear to all your followers that you've changed things. So that's a really great idea, to just notify people that something's changed. You don't have to say, hey, I've changed things. You just say, look, I've updated my bio, let me know what you think. And it's another way to get people to go to your profile page, which is always a good thing on social media. And it's also a great way to get feedback. So people will give you feedback and let you know if they are like, oh, I didn't know you did that, or if they are confused, or if they don't think it's good. I'm sure they'll let you know that as well. But for the most part, if you ask for feedback on something, your followers will be able to be genuine with that and provide you with some valuable insights. So that's a little bonus if you're interested in doing that. My bio, I will rewrite it for next week. I think I'm going to do the homework this week. I think I could use some help with that. I don't think my bio is necessarily the gold standard of social media bios. So I'm going to work on that and improve that. And then maybe I will get feedback. Maybe I will ask for feedback. We'll see. We'll see if that happens. All right, so that's the goal for the week. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in. This was a little bit of a shorter one today. The topic was, I think, pretty comprehensive and important to discuss and kind of have it be its standalone thing. But there's not a lot of juice on that bone. It's like you kind of got to just power through this one, think about it, get it done. And it's something that I think is achievable pretty quickly for most people. And if you're thinking about changing your persona, how you present yourself online, this is the opportunity to do that. So hopefully these exercises will help. And again, if you're still struggling with this after this week, you really should go back and do those other week's exercises. And if you've been watching these videos every week and you haven't done them, I would be curious and ask why you have that block from doing it. Like what would happen if you did do it, right? Is it just like, oh, it's a waste of time? Okay, that's fair. I don't want to waste the time, but is it something more than that? That's what I would be curious about. And then leave the harm. Maybe something good will become of it. Who knows? I got a lot of good out of it, so that's why I like to share it. And please share your progress. I want to know. I want to know what's going on. All right, so I'm going to just remind you of the after space coming up at 8:30. So that's 45 minutes from now. I will be hosting a live discussion. We can talk about your social media name, how you put yourself out there, how you name your content, your projects, your products. We didn't get into too much about how you name your products. We can talk about that a little bit more. Like for this one called Create and Connect, that name resonates with everything that I do. I work with content creators and I like networking. Like it's just like everything I love to do. So that's why I named this social media workshop what it is. So we can talk about that more in the after space. I do hope you join. That QR code will take you right to it, or the link, you'll find those wherever you're watching this. You should find the link either in the description or below the video, wherever you are. And the last thing, I'm just going to say thank you to StreamYard. It's just like this program is so easy to use. It just makes it so easy to just go live, stream to all my platforms, reach you guys wherever you would like to watch, and just makes life so much easier. And you get $10 credit on any paid subscription if you use my link. So you'll find that below as well. All right, so I don't know, I'm kind of tapped out. This one was a little bit shorter, for sure. And if anyone has any questions, I'm gonna just kind of wrap this up, but you can throw those in the comments. I'm happy to answer a couple questions since I have a little bit of time. But I hope that if you don't pick your own name, I think that's where the struggle can be, right? If you don't pick your real name. And for me, I was always trying to hide behind a brand for a long time. And why would I want to hide behind a brand? I mean, I I don't know why. I think I didn't think anyone would want to have me be the reason that they buy something or something. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know the logic there, but I did that for a long time, and then it took me a long time to realize, like, no, they're not booking the brand when they hire me. They're hiring me. So, and that's what everyone enjoys working with. That's what everyone uh, likes talking to. So, like, who everyone wants to have complete the tasks, so and enjoy working with. So, I hope that helps break down any barriers there if you're hiding behind a brand when you're putting yourself out on social media in particular. We all have businesses, and those might be just brand names or have business names. But when it comes to putting yourself out there on social media, using as the brand, you, and then everything else associated with you, the connection is you. So it always comes back to you. And that's why I think thinking about this a little bit more uh, could be helpful for your accounts if that's where you're struggling. So thanks so much for watching today. It was really great. Good discussion. Got me thinking about a few things. I know a few things that I need to do to work on my social media bio this week. So I'll put that up again. The goal for the week to write your social media bio, fine tune it, rewrite it, start from scratch, do whatever you need to do to make it clear of who you are, what you do, and who you do it for. Okay, and then add a call to action. It doesn't have to be perfect. You want to have these things in there. And you can also answer the question of why people should bother following you too. You can answer that question. And then the bonus is if you are, after you've updated, create a post asking for feedback from your followers and see what they have to say about it. And I'm sure you'll get lots of really good feedback from that. All right. I'm going to just take this down. All right. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. It's always a great time on Sunday evenings. It's just fun to just wind down, do a live stream, and hang out for a little while. So I hope you'll join next week at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And we're going to be talking about, oh my goodness, I always blank. We're going to be talking about optimizing for online. So we talked a little bit about that today as far as claiming all our platforms and cleaning up those accounts. So we'll dig into that a little bit more. And there's a few other things that we need to talk about when it comes to optimizing for life online, meaning work you want to get done when you're a small account or relatively small or not established yet, to make it so if growth opportunities happen or appear in your lap, a lot of that work's already done. Because if you do grow, or if you're planning to grow or hoping to grow your account, once you get busy with a big account, you're not going to have time to do a lot of this stuff, right? So while you have time as a small account, you can build up a infrastructure of what you need to provide to people when you are ready. So that either is just like a newsletter or email list, start building that. Or if you want to have a course available, so you have to sell it from day one, but you have a course available. So if something blows up and you have the opportunity to sell a course, you've got it already up there. It's all ready to go, right? You don't have to try and build one when you're busy replying to comments and answering and taking phone calls and answering DMs and all this other stuff, right? So this is going to be what I'm going to talk about next week. So if that interests you, I hope you'll join me, and join me at 8:30. So 35 minutes in the after space on X, and the QR code here, screenshot this, so that you can join. The link is also below. It's pinned in the YouTube comments. And you should be able to find that link wherever you need to. And you can also just go to my website and find it on the live page. That will be available there as well. Yeah, so that's it. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and I can't wait to, I hope you'll join me in the after space and get into a conversation about what's in a name. Let's talk about it. And any other subjects you want to talk about, I'm happy to open it up to any kind of discussion regarding social media. So I'm looking forward to seeing you there, and have a lovely evening. Thanks again. Bye.